Welcome to the video, everyone. Thanks very much for joining me today. So firstly, I'm sure your attention has been immediately drawn to this festive jumper. Well, it is a festive jumper, and I do celebrate Christmas throughout November for the record. And look, we're keeping in theme here, looking at Christmas lights for this product as well. But just firstly, if you are new to the channel, my name is Dylan Reid, based in the UK. I'm full-time private label Amazon FBA seller. I quit my job in March to scale up and grow my Amazon FBA business, which I'd been running for a year prior to that. So I now run my own Super Seller Elites course, and I sell on Amazon combined. So that's sort of what I'm doing at the moment, if you didn't know. But I want to just introduce to you very quickly Amazon FBA. So if you are new and you're not too sure what FBA is, I'll break it down in just a short moment, and we can split it generally into three elements, right? Or three segments, three components, whatever you want to call it. And those would be Amazon FBA, firstly, private labeling, and also the Amazon platform itself. So essentially, private labeling is where we import a product from China and we private label brand it, or white label brand it, meaning we put our own brand and we can trademark that brand and sell it on the Amazon platform. Now, secondly, FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon. Now, all that means is your products are stored within an Amazon FBA warehouse rather than at your home. Rather than you posting the items to your customers when you get sales, Amazon will actually do all of that for you. So the logistical side of things is taken care of. They store, they take the order, they pack it, they box it, and they ship it and deal with returns, meaning it's a passive source of income. Thirdly, you have access to Amazon's platform and their hundreds of millions of customers. So those are generally the three sort of core elements of the business model itself. Generally speaking, those three things typically are what prevent people from starting an e-commerce business. They're the barrier to entry, if you will. So, you know, let's say me, for example, when I was working as a teacher in the UK, I couldn't deal with 15 orders a day if I had the product stored at my home, because I couldn't post them and I couldn't guarantee a next day delivery. So that would have been an issue. Also, I would have been in the doghouse with my partner if I had boxes, right? I'm sure the guys out there can relate to me on this, you know, scattered around the house. It wouldn't work, right? The business model wouldn't work. So that's where the Fulfillment by Amazon side of things takes away those barriers to entry for this e-commerce opportunity. You can store them in FBA, and it's easy as that, basically. Secondly, the fact that you're selling on Amazon's platform rather than your own private website means that you don't have to worry about advertising as much and driving traffic to your website. You already have brand trust because people obviously shop on Amazon. They trust the platform itself. They also, and again, this is something that's worth noting, have also got a rapport with the customer. And most customers do believe that they're buying directly from Amazon. In reality, a large proportion of the time, it's from third-party sellers like you and I. Also, one final thing. The private labeling element, obviously it just enables you to create your own brand, right? Because you're probably thinking, well, what on earth can I sell? I don't own a product, so what can I do? This is the opportunity that it presents here with private labeling, the fact that you're able to brand your own product and bring it to market. So a little background there of FBA. It's changed my life. Again, it's changed so many of my students' lives, seeing people come out with results on Amazon selling, you know, £5,000, £10,000 a month, £3,000 a month more modestly, and it's just fantastic to see people able to create this passive source of income. But to the topic of the video, and I'm going to keep this one short. I say that every time. Also, quite annoyed about this light, right? I can't seem to work out why we can't get focus on that. It just looks like I've got a big white box in the room, but it does actually say the Amazon Super Seller Elite on it. But anyway, so we're going to look briefly at BSR. Now, I want to basically dispel any misconceptions or misunderstanding about this abbreviation, bestseller ranking, and basically how to use it to your advantage. So if we look at a product like this, imagine you're now doing your product research, you're looking for that perfect product to sell on Amazon, and you're browsing, okay? You've probably heard of Jungle Scout. So if we use Jungle Scout here, this is the Chrome extension. We're just going to have a look at the revenue that this listing is doing. So about £2,100. In revenue. It will break down lots of other stats, but we won't look at that. So we're able to pinpoint at this present point in time the revenue of this product. Now, and again, this is something I work with my students on because it's something that people misunderstand. and it's the mistake that you just base all of your evidence on Jungle Scout, okay? And you think, okay, wow, this is doing £2,000 a month. Every month, this is great. You know, if they've got a 50% margin, that'll be about £1,050 based on the 2,100. So it's great, a great opportunity. And I have seen people who've joined and they've made that mistake prior to joining the course and the product has failed. And I'm going to give you an example here of how that happens. So if we look at this this listing in particular, now if we scroll down, we see the BSR here. Now every listing will have a BSR, or almost every listing you will find with electronics, because of the structure of the category. Sometimes with a parent category and then a child ASIN or child category underneath, it won't show, but generally you'll see it there. 189. Now that bestseller ranking is based on the sales velocity of the listing. So the lower the BSR, the better. The higher, the worse it is. Now it's all relative, category to category. So, you know, if you're 1,000 out of 10,000 in a category, you wouldn't be doing as well as if you were 1,000 out of 100,000, right? Just common sense. But people obviously do make that mistake there and think that it's all just exact in each one. Now, the reason that you shouldn't just base your product decision on this one, number here, in this case, 3-digit number here, is because you don't know the previous sales of this product over the last year, for example, right? You don't know if it's been consistent. Remember, this BSR changes daily. So, like I said, the Jungle Scout figure is based on the BSR. So if you check today and you make the decision today now on 189, and in a week's time it's up to 4,000 and it's been like that all year and it's only making £200-300 a month, you've made a bad choice. Now it's very easy to avoid that, just to do very simple things to make sure that you don't make that mistake. And I've chosen a listing here which is obviously going to have this problem. Now, take a guess. Christmas lights are not going to sell well all year round. You will obviously sell outdoor lighting probably in the summer when people want to go out in the night time. The sales will be higher, but generally speaking, these lights will sell well at Christmas. Now, the Jungle Scout stat will not tell us that. It will just tell us what it's doing today. Now, we all know, based on the jumper, that it's Christmas time or leading up to Christmas, so sales are likely to be spiked at the moment, and this is going to be lower than it usually is. So we use something called camel, camel, camel. It's a funny name, I know, but if we copy our URL from the listing, right, we're still on this listing, and we paste that into camel, 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 hard to take that name seriously. Now we can see the price history, but we're not going to focus on this for now. Any of you bargain hunters out there, you can get notifications based on this, so you'll get told when it's the lowest price. For example, here it was 12 down to sort of £6 around that time. But we want to look at sales rank. So sales rank is BSR. Now, if we look here, 0 being absolutely fantastic, right the way up. Bear in mind that this is a very big scale, right? It goes up to 400,000, so it's not very expanded, so you can see exactly what number it's on, but that's probably in the hundreds there. So it's doing very, very well. You can see then it spikes right the way down, so generally speaking, it's hovering around 160,000. If we look at these, and again down here, even lower at sort of 240,000 in that category. Bear in mind, we've just looked at this, and where is it? It's at about the, what was it, 169, I believe, 189. So if we move right the way forward, we can see here we go sort of January, April, July, and then we move forward, and we can see here that we are at the lowest point currently. By looking at this, we're able to cast our minds back over the last year, or however long we've got our sort of section detailed here, whether it's a year or 2 years. You can manipulate that on the right side here. But we can see that this product is seasonal. It's only doing well at a certain point in the year, so it would be a product that you generally want to stay away from for your first product. Now, it's as simple as this. Now, by checking this information here that you have access to for free, by the way, you just got to sign in and make an account, you're able to make far better and more informed decisions, okay, on your Amazon product, because you don't want to make a mistake on, with regard to this, because it would be a costly one. I want to make sure that you've got the best chance with Amazon FBA. Like I said, seeing students come out of my mentorship program and course and doing well, the fact that they have, factored in all of these points among hundreds of others which you will stumble across when you're getting started. There is a lot to learn, and you want to make sure you don't make any mistakes. But I hope that's been helpful. Again, I promise to keep this one short. I think I have actually kept this one quite short today. But please like and subscribe and comment underneath. It'd be a great help. I'm not going to say Merry Christmas because it hasn't even been fireworks night yet, right? Guy Fawkes night, November 5th, so we'll leave it another few days. Now, as I mentioned, I am moving house in a few weeks. We've actually got a completion date on the house now, so we'll be moving in about 2 weeks' time. So this backdrop is going to change. It'll be more office-styled, and there'll be more lifestyle vlogs coming. So all Amazon FBA content, helpful, informative, trying to get everyone as basically informed and knowledgeable as possible, or have an increased knowledge on FBA so they've got the best chance of succeeding. So have a fantastic day, enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you on the next one.